Jake Arrieta was one of baseball's best pitchers in the mid-2010s. With a devastating sinker, slider-cutter hybrid, curveball, and changeup, Arrieta had some of the best stuff in the league. He composed one of the most dominant pitching seasons in recent memory and authored multiple no-hitters, joining an exclusive list of players. Jake assembled several streaks that are purely absurd. He could also swing it and has the hardware to prove it. With the Chicago Cubs, he started some of the most important games in franchise history. While injuries plagued the latter part of his career, Arrieta's story is one that deserves to be highlighted. As always, if you enjoy, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at cam23_YT and hit the bell to enable all notifications so you don't miss any future Cam23 videos. Jacob Joseph Arrieta was born on March 6, 1986, in Farmington, Missouri, to parents Lou and Linda. Shortly after, the family would move to Plano, Texas. Growing up, his father worked tirelessly driving 18-wheelers and eventually shifted to construction in order to provide for his family. Each day after work, he would grab Jake's bat and a bucket of balls so they could go for batting practice. His dad instilled a strong work ethic in his son. Jake would eventually find success as a pitcher while playing for Plano East High School, compiling a 1.30 ERA his senior year. The Cincinnati Reds selected Arrieta in the 31st round of the 2004 MLB draft, but he declined, choosing to attend Weatherford College. During his freshman campaign, Jake recorded a 3.43 ERA. The Milwaukee Brewers drafted him in the 26th round of the 2005 MLB draft, but he opted for a transfer to Texas Christian University after receiving a scholarship. At TCU, Arrieta immediately established himself with a 6-1 record and a 1.12 ERA in 7 conference starts during his sophomore season. He was named Mountain West Co-Pitcher of the Year. In the summer of 2006, he became the first Horned Frog to play for Team USA, comprised of the top non-draft eligible collegiate baseball players in the country. In 2007, he was named to the first team All-Mountain West after posting a 9-3 record and a 3.01 ERA in 17 starts. In the MLB draft of that same year, the Baltimore Orioles selected Jake in the 5th round. He accepted and received a $1.1 million signing bonus, significantly higher than slot value. In his first year of professional baseball, he was a Carolina League All-Star and won a bronze medal in the 2008 Summer Olympics with the United States national team. In 2008, Jake married his wife Brittany, whom he had dated since high school. The couple went on to have 2 children together and are still married today. In 2009, Arrieta rapidly ascended the minor league ranks, finishing the year in AAA. In 2010, Arrieta pitched to a 1.85 ERA in 12 games, earning a call-up to the majors. On June 10th, he made his MLB debut against the Yankees. Facing a potent New York lineup, Arrieta fired 6 innings of 3-run ball, struck out 6 batters, and collected his first big league victory. Arrieta's top prospect tag came with a lot of pressure and expectations, which made dealing with failure all the more difficult. During his first 3 MLB seasons, Jake was unable to find consistent success. A 4.66 ERA as a rookie was followed up with ERAs north of 5 and 6 in 2011 and 2012 respectively. In 2013, the Orioles were competitive and decided to make a deal. In July, they traded Jake Arrieta and Pedro Strop to the Cubs for starting pitcher Scott Feldman and backup catcher Steve Clevenger. Arrieta had amassed a 7.23 ERA in 5 starts with Baltimore, and both sides felt a change of scenery would be beneficial. Upon arrival, Chicago's coaching staff uncovered some of Jake's mechanical flaws that were fixable. Cubs pitching coach Kris Bosio was a major influence in helping Arrieta to become more comfortable on the mound. Jake was now able to restore his natural crossfire style of delivering the baseball and worked on shortening his stride to the plate. He made his release point more consistent and added a lethal cutter-slider hybrid that he had been forbidden from utilizing with the Orioles. Arrieta also began a new workout routine that included yoga, meditation, proper nutrition, and with the help of Pilates, improved strength and flexibility. Suiting up for the Cubs in 2013, Arrieta made a solid first impression, notching a 3.66 ERA in 9 starts. After missing all of April due to right shoulder tightness, Arrieta implemented his new formula and found success in 2014. On September 16th, he took a no-hitter into the 8th inning against the Reds. Jake allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 13 batters in a complete game shutout. In 25 starts, he showcased a 2.53 ERA and 167 strikeouts in 156 2/3 innings, good for a 9.6 strikeouts per 9. According to ERA+, he was 50% better than league average. Had he pitched 5 1/3 more innings and qualified, Jake's .989 whip and 6.5 hits per 9 would have ranked 3rd in the National League, only behind Clayton Kershaw and Johnny Cueto. Arrieta placed 9th in Cy Young voting. His 2014, while great, would soon be eclipsed to an unprecedented degree. In 2015, Arrieta took his game to the next level. He had an electrifying pitch arsenal. His sinker darted in on righties and away from lefties. Depending on the release, his cutter-slider variant followed different trajectories and featured incredibly sharp movement. He also mixed in a curveball and changeup that were classified as weapons. In the first half, he made 18 starts and tossed 2 complete games, with 1 being a shutout. During one of those complete games on July 12th, he cranked his first big league home run. A 2.66 ERA and 123 strikeouts surprisingly did not merit an All-Star selection. After being overlooked, Arrieta assembled one of the most dominant stretches ever. On August 30th, facing an imposing Dodgers lineup, Arrieta threw a no-hitter. The Cubs scored 2 runs in the first inning, and Jake took over from there. 1 walk allowed in the 6th inning was the only blemish on an otherwise flawless performance. In the 9th, Arrieta cemented the no-hitter by striking out Justin Turner, Jimmy Rollins, and Chase Utley. On the night, he threw 116 pitches and struck out 12 batters. From August 4th to October 2nd, Arrieta went 11-0 with a minuscule .41 ERA in 88 1/3 innings. He struck out 89 batters and the Cubs won all 12 of his starts. This extraordinary run earned him back-to-back Pitcher of the Month awards for August and September. In 15 starts post-All-Star break, Arrieta went 12-1 and struck out 113 batters in 107 1/3 innings. His .75 second-half ERA is the lowest in MLB history. For the year, he led the league with 22 wins, 33 starts, 4 complete games, 3 shutouts, 5.9 hits per 9, and .4 home runs per 9. Jake struck out 236 batters, and his 1.77 ERA was bested only by Zack Greinke's 1.66 ERA. Among all pitchers, Arrieta's 8.3 WAR, .865 WHIP, 215 ERA+, and 2.35 FIP all ranked second. Arrieta became the first Cubs pitcher since Grover Alexander in 1920 to record a season with 20 or more wins and an ERA below 2. In 200 or more innings of work, posting an ERA of 1.80 or lower in a single season has only been done 4 times in the 21st century. Pedro Martinez in 2000, Jake Arrieta in 2015, and Zack Greinke also in 2015. Since then, Jacob deGrom in 2018 is the only player to replicate this feat. The Cubs won 97 games and secured a wildcard spot, matching up with their division rival, the Pirates, in a win-or-go-home game. With their season on the line, the Cubs turned to their ace, Jake Arrieta. He delivered a complete game shutout, striking out 11 batters and allowing just 5 hits. Arrieta's masterpiece and Kyle Schwarber's 3 RBI game lifted Chicago to a 4-0 victory. They advanced to face another familiar foe, the Cardinals, who had won 100 games and the NL Central Division crown. In Game 3, Jake struck out 9 batters and collected his second W of the playoffs. The next day, Chicago knocked out St. Louis, moving on to the League Championship Series against the Mets. Sadly, New York's lights-out pitching led to a disappointing 4-game sweep. Arrieta's standout regular season was recognized with the National League Cy Young Award. In a close race, he won by a razor-thin margin over Dodgers teammates Zack Greinke and Clayton Kershaw, both of whom were historically great in 2015. Jake also received a 6th-place finish in MVP voting. 2016 was a special year for Arrieta and the Cubs. On April 21st against the Reds, Jake twirled his second no-hitter. In a 16-0 rout of Cincinnati, he also got in on the action, going 2 for 4 at the plate. In this showing, Arrieta was slightly less invincible, allowing 4 walks and striking out 6 batters. He overcame some late-game traffic in the 9th to become one of 35 pitchers to throw multiple no-hitters. Arrieta carried a 10-inning scoreless streak entering this game, and extended it to 23 2/3 innings before it was broken on April 28th. The end of this run coincided with an impressive record, 52 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings at Wrigley Field, the longest in the park's history. Arrieta fell just 4 outs shy of the all-time mark for a player at their home field, set by Ray Herbert of the White Sox at Comiskey Park in the early 60s. In 36 April innings, Jake posted a 5-0 record and a 1 ERA. He was named MLB Pitcher of the Month for the 3rd time of his career. On May 31st, Arrieta tossed 7 shutout innings and struck out 8 batters, but the Cubs lost 5-0. This snapped the team's 23-game winning streak with Jake on the mound, tying an MLB record set by Kris Medlen and the Atlanta Braves from 2010 to 2012. On June 5th, Jake's personal 20-game winning streak ended, tying him with 3 others for 3rd all-time, only behind Carl Hubbell and Elroy Face. In a 31-start stretch from June 21st, 2015 to May 31st, 2016, Arrieta tossed more no-hitters than games lost. The only time he was defeated during that span was when Cole Hamels threw his own no-hitter on July 25th, 2015. At long last, Arrieta was an all-star for the first time in 2016. His league-leading 16 wild pitches were a slight cause for concern, but nonetheless, he finished with 18 wins, a 3.10 ERA, 197 1/3 innings, 190 strikeouts, a league-leading 6.3 hits per 9, and a 135 ERA+. He would later place 9th in NL Cy Young voting. In the batter's box, Arrieta put together his finest showing. With 17 hits, a .262 average, 2 homers, and 7 RBIs in 65 at-bats, he won a Silver Slugger Award. Chicago won 103 games, claiming the Central Division and the #1 seed in the National League. Facing the Giants in the division series, Arrieta fired 6 innings of 2-run ball in Game 3. He struck out 5 batters and even helped his own cause with a 3-run home run against Madison Bumgarner. This was Mad Bum's first time giving up a home run to a fellow pitcher. Unfortunately, it was not enough, as the Cubs would fall in extras. The next day, Chicago clinched an NLCS berth with a 6-5 victory, advancing to play the Dodgers. In a back-and-forth 6-game series, the Cubs outlasted LA and punched their ticket to the Fall Classic for the first time since 1945. Their last championship win dated all the way back to 1908. In the World Series, their opponent, the Cleveland Indians, jumped out to a 3-1 series lead. Chicago's lone win came courtesy of Arrieta, who took a no-hitter into the 6th inning during Game 2. He pitched 5 2/3 innings and allowed just 1 run. A 3-2 win in Game 5 kept the series alive. In Game 6, Arrieta fired 5 2/3 innings, allowed just 2 runs, and struck out 9. He earned his second W of the series, and the Cubs forced a winner-take-all Game 7. In a thrilling game, the momentum shifted in the Cubs' favor, and they won in 10 innings, ending their 108-year World Series drought. Currently, they are one of just 6 teams to overcome a 3-1 deficit to win it all. In 2017, Arrieta displayed a decrease in velocity and registered a league-leading 14 wild pitches. However, his peak abilities were evident in August, as he recorded a 1.21 ERA in 37 1/3 innings across 6 starts. Jake earned MLB Pitcher of the Month honors for the 4th time of his career. He finished the year with 14 wins, a 3.53 ERA, 163 strikeouts, and a 124 ERA+. The Cubs won a 2nd straight division title and faced the Nationals in the NLDS. In Game 4, Arrieta allowed just 1 unearned run in 4 innings, but took a tough luck loss. The Cubs won Game 5 and rematched the Dodgers in the NLCS. In Game 4, Arrieta pitched 6 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run, and struck out 9 batters. He earned the only Cubs win of the series, as they fell to LA in 5 games. After the season, Jake turned down the Cubs' qualifying offer and hit free agency. Shortly before opening day in 2018, the Phillies and Arrieta agreed to a 3-year, $75 million contract. Despite a stellar .90 ERA in May, it became apparent that the pitcher joining Philadelphia's ball club was declining. Arrieta played through a knee injury from June onward, and his delivery was out of whack as a result. The drop in his typical arm slot and dwindling velocity were troubling. In 172 2/3 innings, Arrieta posted a 3.96 ERA with a 104 ERA+. On April 12, 2019, Arrieta captured his 100th career victory. The rest of the season was a battle to find consistency and stay healthy. His ability to go deep into games had vanished, and Jake abandoned his reliance on the cutter-slider pitch, leading him to allow nearly 10 hits per 9 innings. In August, a bone spur in his pitching elbow required season-ending surgery. In all, a 4.64 ERA in 135 2/3 innings was a disappointing product. The 60-game season in 2020 was the final year of Jake's 3-year contract. A strained hamstring forced him to the sidelines in mid-September. He made 9 starts and compiled an ERA north of 5. In February of 2021, the Cubs and Arrieta reunited on a 1-year, $6 million contract. Unfortunately, when he was on the field, it was marred with injuries and poor results. In 20 starts, he had an ERA approaching 7 when Chicago decided to release their former ace. Soon after, the Padres acquired Arrieta, but his time there did not last long. He made just 4 starts and was tagged for 15 earned runs in 12 1/3 innings. He was released prior to the season ending. In April of 2022, Arrieta announced his retirement from baseball. While it was a bittersweet ending, Jake had a 12-year career marked by numerous accolades, including the 2015 National League Cy Young Award, an All-Star appearance, a Silver Slugger, 2 no-hitters, and being on the drought-ending 2016 Cubs World Series winning team. Since hanging up the cleats, Jake has stayed busy raising his 2 children and currently coaches his son's baseball team. In October of 2023, Arrieta promoted a great cause through holding a charity golf event, helping to raise funds and benefit the ForeBatten Foundation. Their goal is to fund research in an effort to cure Batten disease, a congenital, progressive, and terminal neurological disease. If you'd like to learn more about this organization, I'll leave the link in the description of this video. After a quiet start in Baltimore, his confidence, competitive drive, and refined pitch arsenal allowed Arrieta to reshape his career in Chicago. He dominated baseball for a short window, but racked up an impressive list of accomplishments. Jake Arrieta showed that through hard work, coachability, perseverance, and dedication, dreams become achievable. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.